Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope that the connection is better now. We're sitting down in a location and we're using the Wi-Fi here. So bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, it's a better quality. Um, Sorry if the connection was choppy or pixelated. We're using data on this other phone, but hopefully it should be better now. I apologize that the connection was disturbed and disrupted. If anyone's question didn't get answered or in the middle of me saying a sentence or giving someone a salams, we apologize as well. Samir. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. الاتصال أفضل. الخطأ أحسن. حياكم الله. كيف حالكم؟ كيف مشايخ هناك؟ إدريس وهشام عزي. كيف الشباب؟ وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Love you for the sake of Allah as well. You see my book bag up? What's that? You see my book? No, yeah, my backpack. It's all good. Don't worry. لا بأس. جزاك الله خير. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خيرا. كلنا بخير يا مولانا. حياكم الله. We miss you, brothers, man. Inshallah, hopefully we see you soon. Alhamdulillah ala salamatikuma. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Many perils, in traveling. Muhammad Amin, Ottawa Institute. That's our brothers in Australia, right? Ottawa Institute.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you. You brothers, we're trying to come to Australia soon, inshallah. What countries will the world tour be on? Well, right now we're starting off in the United States. Hopefully we can branch out to UK. Bidnillahi ta'ala. Nothing is like set in stone as of yet. Right now it's just local, but it's going to grow into a world tour. Bidnillahi ta'ala.
Salad or fries, I would say. Would be a sandwich.
Assalamu alaikum, Mufti. May Allah bless you. I mean, inshallah, we're waiting for you down under too. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we're coming. Bidnillah, we're going to try. Hopefully, it'll go through this time.
Water.
حياك الله الشيخ الكريم. انقطع كلامك ولكن لا بأس. نشتاقك. أي نصيحة لي من فضلك؟ الله يحييكم. نصيحتي لك أخي أسد هو أنك تبذل جهدك وتستعين بربك وتحاول ترجع إلى مصر في أقرب وقت ممكن. في أقرب وقت ممكن بإذن الله تعالى. حاول تجمع النقود. حاول بإذن الله تستعين بالله ثم تستعين بإخوانك وأصحابك وترجع في أقرب وقت ممكن. لا تبقى هناك كثيرا لأني أخشى إن يعني بقيت هناك يصير أسبوع شهرا ويصير شهر 3 أشهر وسنة وسنتين. بعد ذلك تأتي الزوجة أو الزوجات والأولاد والفواتير والمشاكل وتنقطع عن الدراسة والطلب، وهذا مشكلة. هذا مشكلة والله أعلم. أسأل أن يوفقك. آمين. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. May Allah bless you, Mufti. I just want to ask, where can I find the beanies that you wear in some of your videos? Allahumma barak. Jazakallah khairan. The beanies, I think they're called Haji caps. If you're talking about the ones that have the colors with the white, they're called Haji caps. If you can't find them online or at your local like Islamic store, then whatever country you're contacting us from, maybe we can bring some to you. بإذن الله تعالى. هل باع أبو سعيد جوالي؟ لا أدري. That's Samir.
Disciple X. He stood me up. He didn't make it to
Subhanallah.
Buffalo. He can come meet me on the other side of the water.
SubhanAllah. J in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm 20 years old. I struggle with being steadfast and seeking knowledge. And I struggle with staying away from sin. Sin affects knowledge. Please give me advice. Jazakallah khairan. Knowing is half the battle. Alhamdulillah. You have the solution by knowing your problem. Now pinpoint your efforts, your energy. Concentrate and focus on one point. Spearhead one issue. All right? Don't have your mind, as they say, يعني في كل واد, يعني in every valley. Okay? Many of the Salaf, they were fearful of that. Some say it's narrated from Abu Darda radiallahu anhu that he made dua for Allah not to allow him to have أن يكون له مال في كل واد, wealth in every valley. Just focus on one valley. So right now, just focus on, let's say for example, you have a problem with the sin of lowering your gaze. Pinpoint all of your energy just on that for now. Or you have a problem with your tongue or whatever it is. But you have to learn how to concentrate and focus your energy on one point at a time. Wallahu a'lam. Nuruddin. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Uhibbuka fillah. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahabbaka alladhi ahbabtana fi. Mr. Lodi, California. The traveling stranger from California. I just changed my username. Mufti, I don't have a Quran teacher nor any class to attend. I want to memorize. Alhamdulillah, I do it by myself. I'm not as consistent as I would love. Alhamdulillah, I've been struggling with other things, namely strong waswasa that destabilizes me. May Allah grant you success in your struggle. Ameen. Hishan H. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved Sheikh. Hishan, Sheikh, did you and Abu Sa'id bring your dictionaries in Espanol? Miss you both and the brothers. That's Hishan. Yeah. No, our Espanol is weak, man. Allah mustaan. Come to Sweden, Mufti. Inshallah ta'ala, come to Sweden. Bidnillah. MH from Manchester, UK. Is it disliked to name your child Binyamin? Al-Karaha is a hukm shar'i, and any hukm shar'i has to be established via the Kitab and the Sunnah. Via the Kitab and the Sunnah, primarily and secondarily, is going to be established by the branches of the rulings of the Kitab and the Sunnah, such as al-Ijma' and such as al-Qiyas al-Jali, al-Zahir, okay, and anything else which is يعني من الأدلة الفرعية. Al-Muhim, at the end of the day, if we have Quran and Sunnah stating that it's disliked to call the child Binyamin, for that, then that's the ruling. And if not, then it goes back to the origin and the default of naming your child whatever you wish to name the child. As far as if there's a meaning which is un-Islamic or it's leading to some type of harm or mafsada in the name, then that's one thing. Al-Muhim, the Prophet ﷺ, he gave us guidance with regards to naming our children. And that's the best guidance. You can't go wrong with the prophetic guidance. But it doesn't mean that you can only name your son Abdurrahman or Abdullah or Ibrahim or Ahmed or Muhammad. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Al-Muhim, our aqidah and our fiqh is Kitab and Sunnah. What's in the Kitab and the Sunnah, we take. What's not in the Kitab and the Sunnah, we're not bound by. So if we have proof from the Kitab and the Sunnah that you cannot name your son Binyamin, then that's the ruling. And if not, the asl is permissible until clearly proven to be impermissible. Wallahu a'lam. Advice with regards to being steadfast in the Quran and waswasa and things like this is the advice that we gave to the previous brothers and sisters with regards to seeking knowledge and being steadfast and avoiding the waswasa. Focus on one small aspect, all right? Maybe you need to minimize the amount that you're taking in. Be patient until you find a teacher. If you can't find a physical teacher, use the internet. Use YouTube. Use the recordings, okay? Seek Allah's help. Do the best thing that you can. The Prophet says, إِذَا أَمَرْتُكُمْ بِأَمْرٍ فَأْتُوا مِنْهُ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Do the best that you can. And you can seek a lot of knowledge, inshallah ta'ala. You can gain a lot of ilm just through the internet. As far as the waswasa is what we previously explained before. The evil of al-waswasa. Wallahu alam. Says NH London, Assalamu alaikum Sheikh. Does one have to shorten prayers when traveling between two cities with a journey time of 5 hours? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you're traveling for 5 hours, plane or train, no doubt, shortening your prayer. Shortening your prayer. And Allah knows best. Rip right, HD. What is the difference between Qada or Qadar and Qada? Some scholars say that they are synonymous, and some say that one is more specific than the other, even though they're interchangeable sometimes. like Muslim and Mu'min, Islam and Iman, okay? Dhulm, Kufr, and Fisk. If they're mentioned specifically, if they're mentioned individually, etc. So the Qada and the Qadar, the general act of decreeing, ordaining, creating, things being written down, things being brought into existence, versus a specific act taking place, specific life and death. You understand? This was the ulama say with regards to al-qada and al-qadar. Wallahu alam. That's in brief, huh? AB Tangier, Morocco. Can you advise me as I'm studying Islamic education in a school under a teacher I do not trust, and the lessons are advanced such as fiqh or of talaq. The test at the end requires to write Quran, not in Uthmani. May Allah bless you in Morocco and all of the Muslims there. Seeking knowledge has to be done according to the way of the pious predecessors and Ahl Hadith. And from that is to seek knowledge in progressive steps. Progressive steps. Allah tells us, فَسَالَتْ أَوْدِيَةٌ بِقَدْرِهَا, that valleys flow according to their due measure. Not too much rain, not too little rain, not too much herbage and vegetation, not too much mud, not too much or too little flooding, dry. بِقَدْرِهَا. So you have to seek knowledge step by step. Whether that's in a school, an organized institution, whether that's in a halaqah, in the house, by yourself, on YouTube, you have to seek knowledge step by step. So if you can't get it systematically, progressively, step by step in your university, then you have to seek it in another location, another place, step by step. If you're going to school and you're studying ilm, alhamdulillah, Islamic studies in an organized institution of knowledge, that's a good thing. Pass the exam. Worst come to worst. Finish the exam, get the certificate, whatever you have to do, but that never will suffice you from the real standardized, systematic talab. And that's in its proper steps, huh? Wallahu alam. Allah has blessed you and that you have traveled the world. Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you very much. Udan Gaming, New York City. Are there any modern day Khariji or those who fight aggressors upon their land justified according to the way of the Salaf and statements of early scholars? At the end of the day, as we've said many times before, Hanur, with regards to the Khawarij or anything else, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ. Whatever you differ over, take it back to Allah and His Messenger. The specific rulings. If there isn't a specific ruling, then we go back to the Qawa'id and Usul al-Amma, the general principles of the Quran and the Sunnah. And we look at what the Sahaba said and how they practice things as a whole. Their fahm, their ijma' as a whole. Okay? We look at the harms and the benefits. We use fiqh and all of these different issues. If we can agree, if we can't agree, then we go back to the Quran and the Sunnah. And if we don't find a specific ruling in the Quran and the Sunnah, we try our best to make ijtihad. So fighting, defending yourself, standing up for your land, standing up for your property. It's easy for someone to say, oh, these people are Khawarij. That's easy. I can call you a Khawarij. You're in the UK fighting for your land. That's easy, but I'm in the United States eating steak and broccoli and rice pilaf, taking a warm, hot shower, laying on a soft, comfortable bed. So you may be Khawarij in the UK. You may be Khawarij in this country, but am I in the streets getting bombed and shelled? Is someone breaking into my house, raping my wife, my daughter, my sister, my aunt, my grandmother? Is someone coming into my house, stealing my money, mocking Allah and the Quran and the Messenger, killing people just for being Muslim and practicing Islam? Am I going through that? So it's easy to just call and label somebody Khawarij. But you're not struggling like they're struggling. You're not going through what they're going through. So that naming and titling of people, as we've said before when we're giving advice, is dangerous. It's very dangerous and it's very slippery, and many people recklessly just walk on the ice. Recklessly. As Ibn Daqiq al-Eid rahimahullah ta'ala said about the ulama of hadith, the imam of hadith, he says, by them dispraising people and disparaging people, which has its place in the deen for the preservation of the sunnah. It has lahu makanatuha fi deen. He says these ulama, they're on the edge of the fire. Ird al-Muslim, the honor of a Muslim, the people, I don't understand, maybe it's me, yani, we've become so reckless with the honor of a Muslim. And Ibn Daqiq al-Eid rahimahullah, he says that the ulama of hadith, the ulama, they are on a very dangerous edge. فما بالك بنا نحن أنا وأنت. So where did this recklessness come from? ومن جرأهم عليه. Who? يعني ويل يعني لمن جرأ الشباب يعني يكونوا سفهاء هكذا يتجرؤون على أعراض المسلمين بدون أي تفكير يعني. No thought, just goes to just attacking a Muslim and calling a Muslim a name. So that's my advice. If you're in a place, in a country, and someone is attacking you and trying to harm you and violate the things that Allah and His Messenger has made sacred, you defend yourself. You defend yourself. Whatever you can, however you can. That's the bottom line, all right? But naming people, calling people these names, that name, is dangerous. It's very, very, very dangerous. Wallahu alam. Al-muhim, قد نصحت لهم. Huh? Wallahu alam. Assalamu alaikum, Mufti. Benefited from you a lot. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum to Muhammad Al-Andalus Institute student, Safa Ahmed. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah give you more and give you better. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, Mufti. May Allah preserve you and the brothers from your brother Amir, Birmingham. Idris's friend from Kuwait. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. كيف الكتاب؟ كيف صار الكتاب معك؟ الكتاب في القواعد الأصولية. نفعك إن شاء الله. حياكم الله. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Looking forward to the vlogs on this world tour. Idhnillah. Assalamu alaikum, AM from Michigan. I'm looking for the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in English. What do you recommend? Barakallahu fiqh. Zad al-Ma'ad, Ibn Qayyim. And a summarized version of Ibn Abdul Wahhab. And as we said before, most, if not all of, that's enough. That's enough. Mardiya, sister from South Africa. What is your advice for a sister who's seeking knowledge and does things differ to her family because of moving away from bid'ah? Al-Muhim, any advice that we give to any talib al-ilm, be sincere for Allah, get a teacher, okay? Devote yourself to knowledge, seek knowledge in the progressive steps, and know for sure that talib al-ilm requires iron sandals. It's not a road of roses, rather it's oftentimes thorned, okay? It's going to be rough, it's going to take sacrifice, it's going to take devotion, but wallahi, the reward from Allah, the blessing from Allah, the peace of mind that you get, the people that you meet, the places that you go, how you, bi-idhnillah, Allah will give you yaqeen from ilm, is worth every struggle that they can throw your way in the path of seeking knowledge. Walillahi alhamd. So if you want it, you got to sacrifice for it. As far as your family and staying away from bid'ah, then be patient with your family. Be kind to them. Don't be rude. Don't be nasty. But don't do bid'ah. Avoid bid'ah, warn from bid'ah, but you gotta be merciful to your family. You gotta realize that everyone doesn't move the same speed and the same pace. You may have seen the light, walillahi alhamd. You thank Allah for that. Allah open up your eyes. But that doesn't mean that the other people in your family are the same. So be patient with them. And don't become a stereotype. Oh, they become religious, she wears niqab, he has a beard, and we're all sinners, and we're all going to the hellfire. And they can't come to no family functions, and we're all evil. And don't allow them to say that about you. Be kind to them, be gentle with them, and give them the rifq of the sunnah, the gentleness of the sunnah. That's the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And being firm and avoiding innovations doesn't mean that you have to be nasty and rude and harsh to your miskeen family members. Wallahu alam. Advice, how can I stay firm on the deen, brother? From New Zealand, Abdullah Ali. Staying firm on the deen, first of all, you have to ask Allah. Allah Azza wa Jalla, yuthabbitu Allahu alladhina amanu. He's the one who gives the people firmness. So ask Allah, and I would say as a piece of advice now to you in New Zealand, is read the tafsir and the depth and the dimensions of Ihdina Siratul Mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path. What does that mean? Why do we say that every single day? And that's a major starting point, bi-idhnillah, on being firm upon the deen. The Prophet ﷺ was asked, he says, say, I believe in Allah, and then be upright and steadfast. Practice. Wallahu a'lam. May Allah make it easy for you. Mr. Lodi, California. Mufti, what benefits do you see in being a really sensitive person? How do you live when injustices is so widespread and it kills at your being? Being sensitive is one of the traits of a successful believer. The Prophet ﷺ tells us about the believers being like one human body. And when one part or one organ or one limb is suffering or wounded or injured, then the rest of the body is sleepless. And the rest of the body suffers from fever. And that's nothing more than sensitive. You're supposed to feel it. It's supposed to hurt you when you see these things happening to the Muslims and non-Muslims as well, of injustice. But like any other type of emotion, it has to be a balance. It has to be a balance. And anything without balance is going to be destructive. So my advice to you is to live in the present, reflect upon the past, plan and look forward to the future, but live in the present. And reading history oftentimes makes you depressed. You watch the news, you cut on the news, it makes you depressed. Don't get stuck and lost, but focus on what you have the ability to do, all right? And the change that you can make in your life and the quality of life that you can give to the people that are immediately surrounding you. Wallahu alam. Question is coming from, thank you, I appreciate a balanced response. I've been needing a clarification on this from a caller to the Kitab and the Sunnah. May Allah make us callers to the book and the Sunnah. Ameen. YC, Sydney, Australia. How does a talib al-ilm stick to the ground? Perhaps you're talking about humility. Perhaps. I would say, with some of the Salaf, they used to say, كُلِّمَا ازْدَدْنَا عِلْمًا ازْدَدْنَا جَهْلًا. They would say every time we learned something, we became even more ignorant. Meaning, whenever you learn something, you realize that there's more knowledge out there. And you realize how ignorant you previously were. So one of the things or the ways that allows you to be humble is to realize how much is out there and how much you didn't know and how much knowledge you didn't have. And the people who knew that before you knew it. Wallahu alam. S.A. When you wipe over socks as a resident, you're allowed to do so for 24 hours. But when can you begin wiping after that period ended? Al-Muhim is that if you're a resident, you wipe over the socks and you're allowed 24 hours. When can you begin wiping again after this period? Your wudu, you keep your wudu. Wudu is not broken just because the time for masah is over. Ala qawl rajih sahih. Your wudu is not broken just because you can't wipe anymore. So if you want to wipe again over your socks, you take off those socks and you make a new wudu. You reinstate it and then you put the socks back on. Wallahu alam. Sheikh Mufti, كم يوم ستبقى هناك؟ أردت أن أتحدث معك. سأزورك قريب لما مناسب لك. عليك أن نحاول الطعام جديد. ها أحضر بعضه لنا. طيب نحن سنبقى هنا إن شاء الله أعتقد لمدة 5 أيام. 5 أيام أعتقد 5 أيام. إن شاء الله نتحدث. هل أنت ستزورنا في أمريكا أم هل سنتقابل في كندا أم هل يعني ستأتي هنا إلى إسبانيا؟ أما الطعام الجديد إن شاء الله نجربه. نحن الآن جوعانين. أنا جوعان جدا. الله المستعان. Islam is the solution. Alaikum salam. Thank you so much. No problem. Sydney, Australia. Any tips for someone starting to give talks and lectures, especially to the youth? Yeah. Advice to people giving talks and lectures to the youth is to give talks and lectures to the youth. Don't get stuck on it, as many people that get stuck. And they say, oh, I don't have the sincere intentions, or Fulan is better than me, and this one is better than Fulan, يعني التصدر في المجالس. Don't get stuck on that. ألا لله الدين الخالص. Be sincere for Allah. Check your intentions. Know what you're talking about. Don't cut off anyone or precede someone who's more knowledgeable than you in front of you. But keep moving. Keep speaking, keep talking, and don't let shaitan trick you. Shaitan is tricky. He's very tricky. And the shaitan, he can get you to stop teaching, to stop giving dawah for this reason or that reason. This misunderstood verse, this misunderstood hadith, this abused ruling, let alone an athar. So don't get stuck on none of that stuff. If you have the knowledge, if you have the proper ilm, if it's the proper setting, and you're sincere, keep giving dawah. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. That's my advice. My mother gets depressed if she doesn't travel. Would it be from correct choosing between two evils to go with her to non-Muslim countries? I would enjoy that too, but do the ruling of combining salah apply? Al-Muhim, the Quran clearly affirms that the earth is for Allah. The earth belongs to Allah. It belongs not to a kafir. Okay, the earth is for Allah. It's Allah's earth. So if you travel somewhere, if you have the correct intention to go see Allah's spacious earth and to reflect on His signs and to eat from the permissible, lawful things, then that's one thing. And if you accompany your mother on a trip to see Allah's earth, alhamdulillah, may Allah reward you for that. Visiting certain non-Muslim countries in which there is widespread fisq and sin and ma'siyah, kufr and shirk. In the Muslim countries, how much ma'siyah and fisq is there? Unfortunately, Wallahu al-musta'an in 2019. So, inshallah, if you spend that quality time with your mother, you travel with your mother, make sure you make the dhikr of Allah, make sure you stay connected with Allah, you make your salah, you lower your gaze, you preserve your stomach and your tongue, you preserve these things from the haram, and inshallah you get a reward for that. Any trip that you make, combining the salah applies. Whether it's for hajj, umrah, any ibadah, or anything which is a lawful, permissible trip to make. That's the correct view from among the ulama that I think is most correct. And Allah knows best. Sister Amira, London, UK. Is there a difference between Alhamdulillah and Walhamdulillah? I don't see a big difference between the two. As far as being mentioned in the Quran, one coming before another, then we know the Quran has balagha. But just you saying it, Walhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, perhaps a person says Alhamdulillah after the blessing, and a person says Alhamdulillah anytime. Wallahu alam. ربما سأحاول زيارتك في مسجدك أظن هذا أسهل لك. أهلا وسهلا مرحبا بك في أي وقت. مرحبا بك في أي وقت في نيويورك. نور الدين Barcelona Spain. مرحبا في برشلونة. وفقنا الله وإياكم في هذه الرحلة. طيب. Some of the Salaf, they would say what? They say إن المبتدع يسه له ظلمة في الوجه وإن ادهن في اليوم 40 مرة. They say the innovator has a dark face even if he greases his face 40 times a day. That's what we learned in Medina. The bid'ah is in your face even if you what? No matter what, Abu Saeed, how much you try to adorn yourself. And that's what we say. Wallahu alam. It says, Islam is the solution. Mr. Lodi, California. Mufti, if you don't mind, is asking someone to plant a fruit tree at the masjid a proper mahr or asking for a book? Are these the wise choices? Is her sister thereafter one of the khula? Or if there was a talaq, will these mahr choices make the divorce confusing? It's possible. It's possible. And the scholars of Islam, they teach us that the marriage process should be simple and it should be easy. And not just for the negative aspect of talaq and khula, but just to get married, to do the right thing, to make it easy for the brother, to make it easy for yourself, for your parents, and to implement the sunnah, and for us to fulfill the ease that Allah has made upon us. Let alone divorce and khula, giving the money back. If he plants a tree, you have to give the tree back, and all of those problems. So you should ask for a mahr that's simple, that's manageable, and the mahr should be something tangible. And oftentimes it's best to be something that's monetary, something that can be transported, kept, preserved. What if he plants the tree for you and you leave that city, you leave that town? What if you leave the country, then what? All right, that's my advice, and Allah knows best. NYC, is a Muslim married? Will you visit Andalus? Khalif Basha. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be possible. Allah knows best. I would love to. Is a Muslim married to a Hindu woman valid in Islam? If he can get her on board with Tawheed and remove idol worship, is she halal for him even if she doesn't embrace Islam? A Muslim man cannot be married to a Hindu woman. He cannot be married to a Hindu woman. He can only be married to a practicing, chaste, clean Jewish or Christian woman. If she accepts Islam, alhamdulillah, he marries her. If she leaves off idol worship and does not embrace Islam, what is her religion? Christian, Jew, or she's just spiritual? That's the ruling. Wallahu alam. Jay in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I want to learn Arabic language, inshallah. I don't have a teacher. How can I learn the basics on my own? For now, and if I don't have a teacher, books to begin with, how to test myself? Use the internet. Use the programs that you have online for free. Use YouTube. There's a lot of information on YouTube on learning basic, simple Arabic, and practice with the people that you come across with. Your friends, your family members, in the supermarket, at the store, a cab driver, somebody from Morocco or Algeria or Sudan. Try your best. Man jadda wajad. Where there's a will, there's a way. ماذا تريدون من كندا؟ شيء خاصة جزاك الله خيرا. نريد رؤيتك بإذن الله. رؤية وجهك إن شاء الله تعالى. How do we respond to people who give doubt that there is some type of Wahhabi Saudi Islam, that the ulama of Saudi are not the keys of the path of Salaf? Al-Muhim, as I've said before, we have Kitab, we have Sunnah, and we have the consensus of the Salaf al-Salih. That's it. If the scholars in Saudi are talking that, then alhamdulillah. And if they're not talking that, alhamdulillah. You learn those three things. You learn the Kitab and the Sunnah. You practice the Kitab and the Sunnah to the best of your ability. If you have the ability to differentiate and to distinguish, and if not, you follow the scholar that you trust, and beware of propaganda, beware of un-Islamic politics, and beware of people laughing at you and making a fool out of you. That's my advice to you. SC or Akhi Ismail, Bristol, UK. Come and visit our beautiful city one day, inshallah. Bristol. That's a beautiful city. It's not like Birmingham? Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. Allah, kullu hizbin bima ladayhim farihun. Allahu Akbar. Inshallah, we visit Bristol, bidnillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When I'm traveling with my father, do I seek permission to enter his car? It depends on what type of relationship you have with your father. If that's the custom and that's your guys' relationship, that's one thing. Is it? It says, Nasir Saladin, is it permissible for me to work as a driver for a Christian church? Jazakallah khairan. Try to get a better job. Try to get a different job, inshallah. I wouldn't advise you with it at all. But like we said, driving a taxi, driving a train, driving a bus, they're going to come across these problems. You drive the train on Sunday morning. What are you going to do? Not drive the train on Sunday morning? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Get another job. Seek Allah's help. Wallahu alam. Is watching movies from people from outer space or different worlds such as Spider-Man or Superman shirk on you, and also people who call themselves self-Lord or God such as old days? As far as watching movies, whatever the movie is, then that's a long discussion in itself. Can you watch a movie? If you can, is it advisable? What type of movies can you watch? How often? How long can you watch a movie for? That's a long discussion, period. If a person is going to watch a movie and does watch a movie, then there are guidelines. As far as watching movies on fantasy and from outer space, then I've read some things online with regards to the advice regarding books of fantasy and things like this, and how sometimes they can damage a Muslim's fitrah. They can damage a fitrah, and sometimes they can stretch your imagination too far, and it's like a rubber band. Once you stretch it out, it's either going to become limp and lame, or it's going to pop. So people, they may have doubts about Allah, they may start thinking about this in the hereafter, this in the grave is like this, and just go too much. So be mindful and be moderate. Be mindful and be moderate. As far as is a shirk to watch Spider-Man and Superman, shirk is giving Allah's haqq to other than Allah, along with Allah. That's what shirk is. It's to worship other than Allah along with Allah. Period. As far as the word Lord, then the word Lord in the English language has many meanings. Lord Chesterfield, Lord and Taylor, Lord Benton, Lord this. Lord doesn't always mean ma'bud. Oftentimes, Lord is an honorific title, an owner, like a landlord. It depends on how it's used. Aminara Niang. Assalamu alaikum, Mufti min Senegal. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Marhaba bik wa bi kull al-Muslimin hunak. Inshallah, we'll go to Senegal one day. Bi-idhnillah. Today, a kafir became aggressive with an elder man from our masjid due to him parking in a spot designated for his stop, yelling profusely, etc. What is the best thing to do in this situation? From the people that I know that do martial arts and try to practice martial arts, the proper martial arts, I would say the best thing to do and the first thing to do is try to diffuse the situation. Diffuse the situation. Try to get the Muslim brother, the older Muslim man, away from harm's way. That's rule number one. Before you calm the guy down, before you do anything, take the Muslim brother away from harm's reach. That's the first rule. Self-defense. Someone is coming at you with a knife or a bat. Before you try to disarm him or hurt that person, you remove yourself from the area of attack. So get the older brother away from that disgruntled, angry, non-Muslim hollering. Or if it's a Muslim, whoever it is. Rule number two, try to diffuse the situation. Don't get angry. Don't get upset. Don't become emotional and holler and scream at the person. Many specialists, they say that anger is a secondary emotion. And it is not a primary emotion. It's not the first thing. That people, they become angry based off of other emotions and feelings. So you becoming angry and mad is only going to make it worse. The person can be upset. They could be afraid. They could be jealous. They could feel someone's taking their property from them, and then they become angry. So there's no point in you feeding into it. So try your best to diffuse the situation by you not getting angry. What happened? I'm very sorry. So on and so forth. It's no need to holler. It's no need to curse. SubhanAllah, just relax. Let's see what's going on. All right? As far as if he wishes to show no respect to the Muslims and continue to curse and so on and so forth, then look who's right, who's wrong. Maybe the old Muslim brother was wrong. I'm very sorry that he parked in your parking spot, and walk away from the situation. If he was dead wrong and he's hollering and cursing, then that's a different story. If he tries to attack you or do harm to the Muslims, then that's also a different story. With regards to defending yourself and upholding the honor of Islam and the izzah of Islam and the Muslims that the Muslims must have in a non-Muslim country. And Allah knows best. Jaylani Nasir, what is your advice? Should I apply as soon as possible or memorize Quran first? I'm not sure exactly what was the first part of the question. If you're talking about applying to Islamic University of Medina, you should apply to the university immediately. It says jihadun am mujadala. Ya akhi, jihadun nafs, ya akhi. What a wise man once said, Islam means what? Peace, brother. What time is it there? Abu Abdullah from East New York. Isn't the correct translation of the kalima, there's no God worthy of worship except Allah? Khalif Basha, right now, it's 8:56 a.m. As far as the translation of the kalima, I don't know if you're the same one who asked the question the other day. We answered this, I think, last week. The literal translation of La ilaha illallah means there's no God but Allah. That's the translation. As far as the meaning, the interpretation, the tafsir, that's a different story. Abdul Malik Khalif, how do you set your foundation before seeking knowledge, aqidah? It's no different than anything else. It's learning a proper way, and that comes from a teacher. Mystery Becca, Assalamu alaikum, KM, Sheffield, UK. Is it okay for one yoni egg to strengthen pelvic floor after childbirth? Al-Muhim, anything that is a means of establishing good health, maintaining good health, enhancing good health, and establishing any type of beneficial thing for the body, inwardly or outwardly, that's not against the Quran and the Sunnah, it's permissible to do. Whether it's an exercise or this thing or that thing, whatever that thing is. Whatever that thing is that maintains health, establishes health, enhances what Allah has made in the body, is permissible as long as it doesn't go against the rulings of the Quran and Sunnah. Wallahu alam. What does one do if he's old, sick person next to you in Jama'ah falls down when trying to get up or faints? Try to pick them up. If you have to leave your prayer, leave your prayer. Necessity mandates that. He's wild trying to get mufti. The first part of my question must have been sent after the part you read about memorizing the Quran first, or apply as soon as possible. No, apply to the university. And while you wait, memorize. Why is birth control haram? Well, who said the birth control was haram? You have to empty your cup. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ustadhana, Allah yuhibbuk. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barakallahu feekum. Hayyakum Allah. Ali, what are your thoughts on the Google Docs document that has the timestamps of the questions? Really beneficial, mashallah, as you can search questions there. I have to check it out, inshallah. I don't believe I've seen it. Let me check it out, inshallah. If you can share it with me, I would appreciate that. Jazakumullah khairan. Inshallah, we're going to stop now. Thanks, guys, for tuning in and for helping out and participating. Inshallah ta'ala, hopefully we'll have another live stream another time. Bismillah. I really appreciate all of the support and all of the love, all the people jumping online at different time zones. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wa sallallahu sallam wa barak ala abdihi wa rasulihi nabina wa imamina Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum.